Now at 9, the latest options for Highway 69 in Crawford County are on display. We'll check out the first of several public showings.
To buy a house or not? I'm Lonnie Walton. I spoke to an expert about how he feels when it comes to buying a house this time of year. Stick around, I have the details coming up.
The State Department issues a travel advisory for Mexico as thousands of Americans get ready to book their spring break vacations. I'm CB Cotton in New York with more on this story coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Changes are coming to Highway 69 in Crawford County. It's part of a discussion that started more than 2 decades ago. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. And today, members of the community gathered for the first of several Phase 2 input sessions. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more on what was discussed and what plans could be in store for the highway.
KDOT is hosting their very first day out of several future meetings about the future of Highway 69. Members of the community came out to give their opinions on what they think could improve the highway.
To make my opinion known again today.
Bert Patrick is a Pittsburgh resident that attended KDOT's open house about Highway 69. One of the ideas he supports is keeping the existing corridor as is, rather than other possible pathways that would bypass Pittsburgh.
I believe that it has the greatest potential for both economic development and to bring residents to the city for activities or to reside here.
Today's open house was Phase 2 of KDOT's meetings. KDOT compiled ideas submitted by the public during Phase 1. Patrick says it's important that people make their voices heard about their community.
It's always important for citizens to be participants in the decision-making process. That's the lifeblood of a democracy.
The 18-mile stretch of Highway 69 that's under evaluation starts at the Crawford-Cherokee County line and goes up to just south of K-47. The KDOT district engineer says the goal of the meeting is to show the community possible ideas that have been drawn up for Highway 69 and to hear their feedback.
This is their first opportunity to look at potential projects that we think are looking at addressing those concerns that they brought up in Phase 1 of the study.
All around the room in the meeting are boards with some potential ideas for ways to improve Highway 69. This particular board mentions adding turning lanes.
The ideas that we've come up with to improve the safety along the corridor and to improve the traffic flow, which were the 2 major items coming out of Phase 1 of this study that the locals wanted us to address.
KDOT plans to present a list of potential projects for the community to vote on next fall. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
If you missed today's meetings, KDOT is hosting more open houses tomorrow at Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Frontenac and Northeast High School in Arma. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, it turned out to be another beautiful day for us today. Not quite as warm as yesterday, but still up there. 65 for an afternoon high. We started at 48, 53 is our average high, so pretty good chunk above where we should be. 50 in Joplin, 46 in Pittsburgh. A little bit cooler tonight. We're going to drop back upper 30s for overnight lows. It's 50 in Fort Scott, Welch, 52 at Grand Lake. We have Carthage sitting at 49 degrees. Through the night, upper 30s, I think most of us about 37 for an overnight low. We've had some clouds, had a couple little sprinkles earlier. These are gone, heading away from us. So our temperatures, they slide back into the 30s, but still pretty good day for us tomorrow, right back into the 60s. We're going to look at more mild temps here in just a bit.
Thanks, Doug. Well, there are several factors to consider when it comes to buying a home, and that includes time, money, and inflation. KOAM's Lonnie Walton spoke with experts in Joplin and Pittsburgh on why they think buying a home is always a good idea.
Wow, it's been 7 years.
Win-Win is a Joplin resident. She says she's trying to sell her home to move closer to her daughter who's attending college.
I miss this house the mostly is the sunlight.
Even with some saying the inflation is really high these days, Brian Pink, real estate owner of Pink Homes, says it's always a good time to buy a home.
Real estate values double every 20 years. So it's always going to be cheaper to buy a house now than it will be later in life.
And not only that, Pink says Joplin is a good place to start buying.
Yeah, there's a good inventory in Joplin. As spring approaches, we hope to get some more inventory on the market for buyers.
As you can see, buying a home in Joplin's okay according to Mr. Pink, but what about Pittsburgh? Nicole Hamlin is the owner of Reese Nichols Sunflower Reality Group in Joplin and Pittsburgh. She says,
in our area, I think, compared to the East Coast and the West Coast, our market's a completely different market. And we don't see some of those major ups and downs that the East Coast and the West Coast sees.
And if that doesn't convince you, both Pink and Hamlin says there is plenty of help for home buyers anyway.
0% down loans that are really, really great loans for first-time home buyers.
FHA loan, a veteran's loan, conventional loan.
Win-Win says she wants this house gone
As soon as possible. Yeah.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
And Pink says first-time buyers should have an average of $5,000 saved and a credit score of 580 in order to buy a home. Well, the Jasper County Courthouse received a well-needed repair today. Crews replaced the motor, brake, and gears on the old 108-year-old elevator. The parts were so old they had to be specially manufactured, and crews had to open the roof of the 130-year-old courthouse so the parts could be lowered in with a crane. The elevator has been out of service for at least 7 months, which made access to 3 upper floors difficult for some. Officials say it's unknown how long the repairs will take. Well, gearheads came to compete at the Crossland Technology Center in Pittsburgh today. The center hosted the annual Automotive Skills Competition. High school students from across the region fought it out for prizes and scholarships courtesy of the Pitt State Automotive Technology Program. Event organizers say the competition presents real-world skills for these students.
In the task. So they have to, the biggest part about anything we do in automotive is reading the instructions and understanding what we're supposed to do with them. We've got vehicles today with 65 plus computers on them. You best know how to read a flow chart and understand what we're supposed to do.
Today marked the 6th year of the competition. Coming up, praying for the Pope.
Pope Francis is in the hospital as thousands of people gather at the Vatican to pray for his recovery. I'm Connor Hansen in Rome with the latest on his condition coming up.
And later, we'll visit the 10th anniversary of Dress to Impress at Missouri Southern. Pope Francis continues to recover in a Rome hospital from double pneumonia. Thousands have been gathering in Rome to pray for his healing. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more.
After nearly 2 weeks in the hospital, Pope Francis is up and moving around, but doctors warn he's not out of danger yet.
Crowds continue gathering outside Rome's Gemelli Hospital, where Pope Francis is battling a complex lung infection. He was in his chair and resting Wednesday as therapy continues. Doctors say his prognosis remains guarded, meaning they don't know if his condition will worsen or improve.
We love the Pope very much, and he is now sick, and we accompany him with our prayers, the masses, the sacrifices.
Francis is still working from his hospital suite, and this morning the Vatican said he appointed 4 new bishops. But his latest health challenge is raising questions over whether the 88-year-old pontiff will resign. Those supporters say he'll be hard to replace.
It will be painful, for he was a great pope. I hope that the next one will have a line similar to the one he started.
Meanwhile, Rome's Argentinian church held a special mass for the Holy Father, praying for his healing.
Let's ask that the Lord give our Bishop, Pope Francis, health and strength as he always did.
The Dean of the College of Cardinals leading the Vatican's Wednesday prayer vigil for Pope Francis in St. Peter's Square. He would preside over a papal funeral and then organize the conclave to elect a new pontiff.
The Vatican has not indicated when the Pope might be discharged from the hospital, but medical experts say his recovery could take weeks. In Rome, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
A school-aged child who was not vaccinated dies from measles in West Texas. It's the first death in an outbreak that started late last month and the first from measles in the U.S. since 2015. There are 124 cases of measles across 9 Texas counties. State health officials say it's Texas's largest in nearly 30 years. There are also 9 cases in eastern New Mexico. Walmart is recalling its Swagtron electric scooter with lithium-ion batteries due to fire and burn risk. The recalled scooters can overheat and catch on fire while in use. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says consumers should receive an email from Walmart or Sam's Club with refund information. In the meantime, the commission is urging people to stop using the recalled scooters. Well, Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later a rare deal.
Ukraine has agreed to share its natural resources with the U.S., but it's not clear what they'll be getting in return. I'm Stephanie Bennett in London. The details coming up.
Top the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, home of Connect-A-Culture and Spivus Center for the Arts.
Well, it turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Temperatures still pretty good. Not near as warm as what we had yesterday, but still we went into the mid-60s for afternoon highs. Looks great right now. A little breezy out there, which you can see on top of City Hall. The flags kind of blowing out of the west, but a nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. Of course, we are looking downtown Joplin. Look at the temps over the past 24 hours. So record highs yesterday. Today, not record highs, but still about 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of the year. So we went well into the mid-60s. We've dropped off a bit over the past several hours. Through the night, slide back 40s, 30s, I think our overnight low, right around 37, back to 52 by 10 o'clock in the morning. Zooming in, temps right now, most of us upper 40s to near 50, lower 50s once you get into extreme southwestern Missouri. Have had a lot of clouds kind of skirting through. Had a cold front today, that's why it's a little bit cooler. It's just a weak cold front, but a lot of clouds, especially along and south of I-44, and a couple little sprinkles were spitting earlier, but these are all down now through parts of Oklahoma, central parts of Arkansas, southern Missouri, heading away from us. If we go out toward the west, there's really nothing going on. That's going to be our weather over the next 3 days, and then we'll get a weaker system in here as we go toward the second half of the weekend. The winds are going to be kind of breezy. So we're going to have a northwesterly wind tomorrow, gusts kind of 20 to 25. Now tomorrow night they switch out of the south, warming us up even more, but they get cranking. We're going to have winds gusting near 40 by the time we head into Friday. But again, that's going to warm our temperatures up just a bit. All right, clouds working out of here later on tonight. By morning, 37 in Stockton, 38 in Anderson, Parsons at about 35. As we go through the morning hours, near 60 by noon. During the afternoon, I think most of us 61, 62, 63, maybe some 64s in our western counties. Thursday overall looking pretty good. Tomorrow night, clear skies, winds switch out of the south. We'll drop back upper 30s. But check Friday out. Sunshine, very windy, but 67 in Stockton, 68 in Miami, 71 in Fredonia. So we get really good temperatures in here over the next couple days. 37 to start, 60 by noon, 63 for your high on your Thursday. Let's go down the road. Let's look at our next storm system. It's a weak little guy. It's going to push out from Vegas right into the Central Plains, but this will give us some rain chances moving in late on Sunday. We're going to be talking more about that in the second half hour. 63 tomorrow, 68 on Friday. Let's go 53 on Saturday, back to 56 on Sunday. We are going to have those rain chances into Monday morning. Some thunderstorms possible by next Tuesday. So a little bit of everything over the next few days.
Yeah, I could do without the wind and too much rain, but
it's going to be a little windy in the next couple days.
All right, I need to fix my front door. The wind's going to take it.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, a program about snow that just happened to be snowed out a few weeks ago was rescheduled for today. Preschoolers headed out to Wildcat Glades as they revived the magic of snow through a story, song, and craft. Now, the book they read was A Thing Called Snow, following critters as they experience snow for the first time.
need to learn what's out in the real world. They need to see what's out in their yard and see what's out in their backyard or the park. And this place, Wildcat Glades, is an outstanding place to come. Just outside, we have a nature area where they can play in sand and just do all kinds of fun things.
And this is one of many ongoing preschool connections programs hosted by Wildcat Glades. Well, coming up next, Dress to Impress.
The community comes together to help Missouri Southern students dress to impress. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
An estimated 10,000 garments were donated to this year's Dress to Impress event at Missouri Southern. The event helps students be ready for their future careers by providing professional clothing. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more.
Yeah, these nice.
For more than a decade, once a year, a makeshift department store is set up on the Missouri Southern campus.
There are so many more clothes and so many more people than I anticipated, so it's really good to have some options.
It's estimated more than 350 students will receive free professional clothing from the one-day Dress to Impress event at MSSU.
Students can come in and get professional clothing for free from our community members. Anything from blazers, shirts, pants, ties, accessories, you name it, anything that they need for their job, career, or job interview.
The community helps in multiple ways, from donating clothes to giving their time to give advice to students as they select their pieces.
A lot of it's just education. They don't know what a 42R is, what a 44L is. Letting them know, that's their chest size and trying to get them in the right pants. And
he says it feels great to be able to help the next generation.
It always feels great to give back to the community, to help these young people get where they need to be in life and help them make some good decisions on making sure that they look the part when they go out searching for that first job after their education.
For students like Cindy, knowing their wardrobe is more prepared is a big relief.
I have been feeling that stress. I have an internship coming up for the summer, and I'd really love to have something more professional.
And organizers say that's what the event is all about.
By coming to this event to get 4 to 6 different outfits is incredible, not only saving them money, but it's helping them be more confident and encouraged for their start after they graduate.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
And since the event started more than a decade ago, organizers say they've helped more than 3,000 students prepare for the future. Well, up next, Chanute FFA members go up for auction. We take you to the big sale. Chanute FFA members participate in their first labor auction. The newly chartered Chanute FFA Alumni and Supporters Chapter hosted tonight's event at the Chanute High School. Attendees bid on projects made by Chanute FFA members in the silent auction, and for the labor auction, students donated their time to help on the winning bidder's farm, ranch, or business.
Very good seeing everybody out here tonight. It's very positive seeing everybody wanting to give back and have us support them, so it's very nice tonight.
Funds raised tonight will benefit students through the establishment of a senior scholarship program and will also support activities and opportunities for students in Chanute FFA. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. Ukraine agrees to a deal to turn over the revenue from some of its mineral resources to the United States. And the U.S. Embassy and consulates in Mexico issue a travel advisory for spring break. A warning urging vacationers to prepare for a murder spike.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. After intense pressure by the Trump administration, Ukraine agrees to a deal that allows the U.S. to mine some of its natural resources. Fox News correspondent Stephanie Bennett has the details.
As the fighting continues in eastern Ukraine, a new agreement between Kyiv and Washington could mean more American weapons heading to the front lines. The Ukrainian government agreed Wednesday to a deal that would give the U.S. access to some of its rare earth minerals in exchange for the creation of a reconstruction fund and possible security guarantees to be negotiated later.
My question will be very direct: if the United States will stop support or not. If it's not aid
Can we buy weapons directly from the United States?
But as the administration negotiates with Ukraine, there's a possible new diplomatic rift forming with Russia after President Trump said Vladimir Putin agreed to allow European peacekeepers in Ukraine as part of a deal to end the fighting.
I've specifically asked him that question. He has no problem with it.
Russia strongly pushing back on that claim, saying it wants its own security guarantees.
This is deceit. You can't go for an agreement that is aimed at achieving one single goal, to pump Ukraine with weapons again.
The White House now says it's working to see if Russia is serious about ending the war and engaging with both sides to get a ceasefire deal in place.
If what they insist on is unrealistic, then we know they're not real about it. But we have to test that proposition.
President Zelensky says he wants to discuss the security details with President Trump in a face-to-face meeting that could come as early as Friday. In London, Stephanie Bennett, Fox News.
Well, a new budget framework moves forward. House Republicans narrowly passed a new budget outline that would reframe the priorities of the U.S. government and pave the way for implementing President Trump's legislative agenda. The resolution proposes raising the debt ceiling by $4 trillion and would cut taxes by $4.5 trillion. The proposal would also cut at least $2 trillion in spending.
It's the first important step in opening up the reconciliation process. We have a lot of hard work ahead of us, but we are going to deliver the America First agenda. We're going to deliver all of it, not just parts of it, and this was the first step in that process.
Mrs. Murray.
Well, House and Senate Republicans will now have to come together and agree on a budget plan to get something to the president's desk. Well, after a blistering winter, most Americans are looking forward to spring and vacation time. For many, this means heading down south to Mexico. But before you book your flight, security experts warn travelers to take precautions. Fox News correspondent CB Cotton explains.
If you're thinking of taking a spring break getaway to Mexico this year, experts are urging Americans to travel smart. A travel advisory by the U.S. Embassy and consulates in Mexico warned crime, including violent crime, can occur anywhere in Mexico, especially in popular tourist spots. This includes places like Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and Tulum.
Anywhere in Mexico outside of the resorts is highly dangerous.
The advisory urged travelers to exercise caution and stay alert, especially after dark. Excessive drinking, consuming unregulated alcohol, and taking drugs and counterfeit medication could create easy targets for criminals.
You cannot underestimate that the cartels have scouts out. They have people out there watching to see what's going on.
One security expert warned women are the most at risk, vulnerable to sex trafficking, a crime that could happen in and out of resorts.
Even in the resorts, the cartels have people scouting out. Oh, here's a rich couple. Let's kidnap them. Or here's some attractive girls by themselves. They go out and they drink a lot. Let's grab them on Saturday night.
Last year, several Americans were victims of violent crimes in Mexico, including a man and 2 Australians who were killed while on a surfing trip. Thieves reportedly targeted them for the tires off their truck.
Our hearts are broken and the world has become a darker place for us. They were young men enjoying their passion of surfing together.
It's important to note this latest advisory isn't new. It's issued annually ahead of spring break travel as a reminder to Americans to stay safe abroad. In New York, CB Cotton, Fox News.
Well, Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later.
Well, of course, another nice day for us today, and it's turned out to be a nice evening as well. Temperatures sliding back through the 50s, eventually 40s into the 30s, but it looks good right now. Great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam looking downtown Joplin off toward the north and to the east. All right, after record highs yesterday into the mid 70s, today still pretty good, still well above our average high as we went into the 60s. During the afternoon. Through the rest of the evening into the overnight, 47 by 11, 37, that should be our low, 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. And then we rebound back to 52 during the morning hours. Look at the temps, mid to upper 40s to near 50 degrees. We'll slide back upper 30s tonight. We had a weak little cold front that kind of passed through. You can see the clouds across the region. We actually had a couple little sprinkles earlier, mainly along and south of I-44. Since that point in time, nothing is really going on. If you look west, nothing is going on. So we don't have any big storm systems that are going to be affecting us over the next, 3 or 4 days. The winds are going to get up there. Look at our northwesterly winds kind of gusting 20 to about 25 for us tomorrow, but they get stronger, switch out of the south. Here's Friday. We're going to have southerly winds near 40 miles per hour. In return, that's going to help our temperatures warm up near 70 by Friday. All right, let's go through time, starting upper 30s on your Thursday. Plenty of sunshine, great day. We'll stop at the noon hour. Most of us near 60 degrees. Once we get into the afternoon, I think most of us 62, 64 degrees. Pretty good Thursday. All right, tomorrow night, let's back down again, upper 30s to near 40. But check out Friday. Strong southerly winds, 68, 69, 70 degrees. So pretty good over the next couple days. 37 to start, 60 by noon. High temp on Thursday, 63 degrees. Let's go down the road. Weekend, cooler. We have a front, kind of drags through, but okay. Late Sunday, we get a weak little system. He kind of pushes through, gives us a little bit of rain. Stronger system on Tuesday that could give us some showers and thunderstorms, maybe a little bit of snow on the backside. Let's get a closer look. I really think most of Sunday is dry. Rain moves in, or showers, Sunday evening into Monday morning. By Tuesday afternoon, this system kind of develops to our east, but we'll start with some showers, maybe a few little thunderstorms late in the day, and a little bit of light snow on the backside. So we'll keep our eyes on that over the next few days. 63 on your Thursday, near 70 on Friday, 53 on Saturday. But again, most of the weekend's going to be dry. But just a little bit cooler. But man, after last week, no complaints.
Yeah, definitely no complaints. I love this forecast.
Yep, looks good.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, coming up in sports, New Heights boys basketball tries to punch its ticket to the district championship. Plus, Pittsburgh State basketball host Washburn. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
It's a busy time of year for high school athletics. Winter sports are getting into playoffs and state championships. Meanwhile, spring sports just about to get started. And this afternoon, over at Pittsburgh High School, a couple of Pittsburgh Purple Dragons signed national letters of intent today to continue their academic and athletic careers at the next level. Both are staying right here in the 4 states. Alicia Cousins signs with Pittsburgh State for track and field, and Haley Gray will join the NEO volleyball program.
Pitt State's a great school. I mean, their track and field program is incredible. The education there, it's great. So I think also staying home is something really special. I really fell in love with it the first day. So I think being able to do the next 4 years throwing javelin is something really incredible, and I'm really proud.
I can't talk enough about Coach Riggs. She has helped me tremendously. She has basically made me into the person I am today. And my teammates have been there for me since day one, especially this last year. We had a great season, so I can't thank them enough for that.
And we're into the final week of the college basketball regular season. Pittsburgh State plays its second to last home games of the year tonight, which are crucial for seeding in next week's MIAA tournament. 10th ranked Pitt State women's basketball back at home for the first time in a few weeks, taking on Washburn. Second quarter is where we pick it up. Gorillas up 6. Macy Mays left open in the corner, and the El Dorado Springs product drains the triple. Next time down the floor, it's Macy James attacking the hoop, and she converts the layup. She finished with 10 points off the bench. Right before halftime, how about this bounce pass from Corinna Gerber to Sydney Holmes? She gets fouled, and the shot drops. Gorillas up 14 at the break. We go to the third quarter. Grace Pyle drives to the paint with her defender on her back, turns around and scores. Then here's Pyle taking her defender off the dribble again. She finishes with 24 points in this one. Fourth quarter now. More great passing from the Gorillas. Check this out. Harper Schreiner to Hannah Nilgis. Over to Gerber, who's wide open for the easy 2. Gorillas get back in the win column on their home floor, and they clinch at least a share of the regular season MIAA title.
This was our goal coming in, but it's really hard to do, especially in this league. So I'm just really proud of all my teammates. But you know, we're not done yet. We won it outright, so we're just going to focus on Saturday's game, and that's the most important thing right now.
Pitt State men's basketball trying to pull off a huge upset tonight. Gorillas host Washburn, who's ranked number 4 in the nation. And the Ichabods would land the first few punches, opening possession of the game. Braden Shorter left open from the top of the arc, and he drains a 3. A couple minutes later, it's Shorter from the corner, and that's good. Washburn takes a 7-point lead. The Gorillas would respond, though. Jordan Freisen open from 3, and he knocks down a triple of his own. We'd see more from Freisen. Here he is again, going isolation, pulls up for a jumper, and gets the friendly bounce. Drops in here. PSU pulls within 5. A few minutes before halftime, RJ Forney on a catch-and-shoot 3. That's good, but the Gorillas, they'd hang tough against the 4th-ranked Ichabods. However, they come up short. Final score 71-61. Switching over to Missouri high school basketball, the playoffs are already here, and by the end of the week, several of our local teams, they're either going to have their season come to an end or advance to the next round as district champions. Tonight's the Class 3 District 12 boys semifinals over in Diamond. New Heights takes down Pierce City 55-46. The host school Diamond takes care of Miller 59-50. That sets up a battle between the Cougars and Wildcats in the district championship on Friday night. That's it for sports. We're back after this.
The warmer weather we're enjoying means more motorcycles on the roads. Chris Bryant has what you need to remember when it comes to being safe no matter how you travel.
Between 2019 and 2023, the state of Missouri saw 723 fatalities involving motorcycles across the state. In southwest Missouri, 170 of those were within the Missouri Department of Transportation's southwest region, which includes Springfield and a majority of the Ozarks.
During that same time period, Missouri saw 75 fatalities when it came to bicyclists across the state, with 15 of them in southwest Missouri.
If you're traveling the roads, you share the roads with these motorcyclists and the bicyclists. Driving down the road, being distracted, you're putting everybody's life in danger, not only the ones on 2 wheels, but the ones on 4 wheels as well.
The Missouri Department of Transportation says motorcycles have the same right-of-ways and privileges as any vehicle on the roadway. Allow for motorcyclists a full lane width. Do not share the lane. Missouri law requires all motorcycle riders under 26 years of age or anyone operating under an instruction permit to wear a DOT-compliant helmet.
People don't need a helmet until they need one. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. We all want to be free and feel the wind through our hair, but then some days, hey, that helmet's going to save your life. If something was bad to happen, it's there for your protection. So, what's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt to put the helmet on?
Helmets can greatly increase your chances of surviving a crash on a motorcycle.
A couple of studies out there that have looked at that, and one comes to mind that was done in 2017, but they demonstrated a risk reduction of about 60%.
When it comes to head trauma, it can be immediate or not noticed right away.
The initial blow may be pretty drastic, loss of consciousness. You may not. And they may develop signs and symptoms of concussion and post-concussive syndrome that, develop, hours to days later and persist for quite some time.
When it comes to injuries, they can range no matter who is at fault.
But unlike a vehicle, you're not protected. And once you separate from that bike, physics takes over. And if you hit your head, it can be a catastrophic injury, one that can result in significant disability, loss of motor function, loss of independence, or even up to and including death.
Helmet laws in our area vary from state to state. In Kansas and Oklahoma, motorcyclists under the age of 18 must wear a helmet. In Arkansas, motorcyclists under the age of 21 must wear a helmet. In Missouri, cyclists under the age of 26 must wear a helmet. Ozzy Osbourne's documentary is coming to Paramount Plus. We take a look at that and more coming up in Hollywood Nation. Kumail Nanjiani joins Hulu's hilarious lineup, and Ozzy Osbourne opens up about his health. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has a look at these stories and more in tonight's Hollywood Nation.
I look around myself and it feels like a dream. Kidman's new thriller, Nanjiani, brings the laughs and the Prince of Darkness shares in the Hollywood Nation. Ozzy Osbourne will get the spotlight in a new documentary. Ozzy Osbourne, No Escape From Now, will chronicle the rock legend's personal life since his fall in 2019, the impact of his Parkinson's diagnosis, and the role music continues to play in his life. It will also feature Black Sabbath's final concert in Birmingham, England, July 5th. The film premieres on Paramount Plus later this year. Kumail Nanjiani returns to stand-up. The actor is teaming up with Hulu for his first comedy special in more than a decade. Nanjiani will co-executive produce the show, which will be part of the streamer's new division, Hularious. A title and release date have yet to be revealed.
Been through it all. Unlucky in life.
Joe Goldberg returns to where it all started in today's First Looks. Netflix released a new trailer for the 5th and final season of You, featuring Penn Badgley reprising his serial killer role. The last chapter in the hit series follows his character back in New York, where his new life is threatened by his past and dark desires. The show returns April 24th. Yoo-hoo!
Hey, Nance.
It's just perfect. A trailer was also released for Nicole Kidman's thriller Holland. Kidman plays a high school teacher living in Holland, Michigan, whose perfect life starts to unravel when she and her colleague discover the town's twisted secret. The film premieres on Prime Video March 27th. Our life is ruined. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of a Scottish Highland calf enjoying his first snow at the Nashville Zoo. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.